Vici Gaming with the first pick, and well, they're going to lead off their banning phase by a little bit of respect towards Misery there. They're going to rid of his Slardar. The response from Secret once again is going to be the Tusk. I wager with first pick going to Vici Gaming, and their second ban here should be a Doom. But this comes after an Ember ban from Vici Gaming.
Yeah, I wonder with that first game victory would have had the successful strategy over Doom. You know, whether Team Secret is like, you know what, we could do it too by leaving the Doom in the pool. Last time we saw Vici Gaming playing a support Doom on FY, and after the post-game interview, I was like, you know, why support Doom?
So they banned out the Ember, which is really, I think they're actually looking for a Meeple pick. I think this happened very early on in another tournament. They see the Ember ban, they actually first phase pick the Meepo. I think you talked about it before too. If they let the Doom through, they might just pick up the Meepo because it's a soft counter, I would say. It's not necessarily that great of a counter, but it's still decent.
May happen here. The Secret used their ban instead on the Alchemist, which means Vici Gaming can't help themselves but snag up the available Doom. So we'll see if Secret do offer maybe an early commitment to something like the Meepo. If not that,
maybe the Undying as well. Because if you give Undying and Doom on the same team, maybe the early game to mid game would be really difficult to deal with as well. So that's something to consider if you're Team Secret right now.
They do love to play those mid-game dominant lineups that can still scale nicely into the late game here. And it looks like we're going to have a repeat here. Shadow Fiend going to be the first grab now. We'll see if they round it up maybe a Darkseer, let's say, and build on top of the team fight a bit.
Yeah, there's a couple of important heroes that you want to deny Vici. Darkseer is one hero that you mentioned. Vici Gaming also like Ancient Apparition quite a bit. I think AA as a hero has a lot of utility against Team Secret. Team Secret, one of those teams that like to do a mid-game Roche smoke a lot of the times. And having an AA really to scout things out, start a team fight, that's a huge advantage that Vici could get if they have the AA. But for now, Team Secret,
So they're still Queen, they're still Undying. I actually find it really surprising that they picked up Shadow Fiend in first phase, because this means that Vici's second phase bans are much more open because they don't have to worry about the Wii Meepo as well as the Wii Wind Ranger.
I think that we're also worried about if they didn't actually go for the Shadow Fiend. Yes, they might not want, the Shadow Fiend might not be the best on the dire side this time around, but if you give it up to the Vici Gaming side on the Radiant, it might be also very difficult. So it might also be a block pick that they went for the Shadow Fiend here, because they couldn't ban out every hero.
That's the thing with Vici Gaming. They got this Doom, but who knows where it's going to end up. One position off lane in FY's hand in the 4th position. Secret are going to be stuck in the dark here as far as where the game plan is going to go, and they're going to be following up with the AA. And we know on paper a good counter for Doom and his Scorched Earth, but you were talking a bit in the last game, it's nice to have AA against these hero counters, but it didn't seem to fit with the overall strategy.
Yeah, because AA doesn't really allow you to actually force a lot of early skirmishes, because you want to sit in a lane, grab your level 6, you want the carry to leave and maybe try and gank somewhere else so you actually get a lane to sit on. So ideally you want to have, if you're up against a very greedy line, you want to have supports that can rotate and get kills, and A is actually not a support that can do that.
We did see A in that first Roshan fight did like, I think 1600 damage or something, at least over 1000 damage with Ice Blasting on 2 hero. Of course his laning is amazing with Chilling Touch, and of course with Kofi being buffed in this patch, we do see a lot of Kofi max for early game fighting. But I do agree with Winter is that he's more of a reactive hero, right? You can't be the one that goes in and initiate. So we need to see Team Secret on the 3rd and 4th pick up some just hardcore stuns.
Yeah, maybe Vici will want to go for something aggressive like a Spirit Breaker. Undying is also very aggressive in the lane because A doesn't really do so much against those heroes. So those options will be open for Vici Gaming if they want to go for it.
Seems like it's very rare for Vici to pass on an opportunity to get a first phase Undying, but they actually pass on it here and will opt for the Winter Wyvern grab.
Yeah, this is more for the control on the Shadow Fiend, because you want to have supports that have disabled that go through magic immunity. SF is more likely going to rely on his BKB to channel his Requiem, so you want to have supports that can deal with that, and Wyvern and Bane are the two only supports that can actually do that.
You want to make a note, Vici Gaming have played Wyvern 5 times this patch, and they have a perfect 5-0 record with it. They're 3-0 with it in this tournament.
Yeah, and once again, Vici is banning out the Nyx. I was talking about it in the first game. Nyx and A is an excellent combination for global pressure. So the Nyx can actually do a lot of ganks because of the Ice Blast. So they're actually removing that from the pool.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
And there's still the Clockwork if they actually want to go back for it with the A.
Reserve time.
Lots of respect towards that Nyx assassin. Another ban on it this time.
I think overall though, Team Secret has to be very afraid of getting their jungle taken over pretty early. Like last game, they had to dodge that because of the Undying pick, and with the AA, it makes your lanes so weak.
I think overall as well against the Doom, you want to have two heavy cores like SF plus another like anti-mage type of carry. So you want to have heroes that can actually do a lot of damage because Doom is going to remove one of your cores. So you want to have at least two cores that can actually carry into the late game. Because with the AA pick, I don't really feel like Secret are going to look to pressure a lot early game. They want to maybe try and build into more late game type of lineup with SF and AA and go for another carry on Envy.
5 seconds.
So you're just mentioning that we want another carry that could do damage. One of Envy's most played heroes is actually Razor, so we're going kind of the opposite spectrum. We saw Razor, a hero that doesn't necessarily care about being doomed, but at the same time doesn't really dish out too much damage. How do you feel about that, Winter?
It could work, but it's going to put them on a timer because you have a safe lane Razor, even though you have a SF. You'll be under a lot more pressure to get stuff done. But compared to maybe you have something like maybe a Wraith King or something like that deals more, like you have more carry type of potential to actually go into the late game, so you don't have to rush the game. With them picking up the Darkseer, maybe they are going to look to get a Gyrocopter to actually combo with the team fight they have. It might be possible, and Gyro is also a very strong hero into a late game.
That's just so much ridiculous team fight there.
Reserve time.
After lots of respect and bans out on the Misery hero, removing the Nyx and then following up the Clockwork, they're going to snag up one of the best options that do remain. Not something that Secret typically are able to throw into their own draft, but this time it will be the Darkseer. We just know Secret to kind of give Misery typically a favorable matchup so they can come online a lot faster. And sometimes they'll even move them into the safe lane just to kind of play that bit of a recovery farm. But look at this response coming out from Vici Gaming. The Lina coming out now as their third pick.
Yeah, they just want a lot of spells that deal with the magic immunity coming out from the SF later into the game. So, and it's very good versus SF in the laning phase as well. You can pressure him with the Wyvern coming in the early phase. The SF would be under a lot of pressure, and the more pressure you put on the SF this game is gonna, force Secret into a very defensive position because they have Darkseer and SF, like two heroes that want to utilize the jungle. So it might get too cramped in their base if they're actually under a lot of pressure from the laning phase.
And with Queen of Pain, Lina's the next best thing. So, do you consider moving the Doom to the 1 position because he's decent versus Darkseer, or do you go for something like Anti-Mage who already matches up well versus him and run Doom in the offlane?
I'm not sure though. I think if you go anti-mage for Vici Gaming and Secret goes with maybe a Gyrocopter and they try and pressure you like what they usually do, they treat the offlane as their safe lane, they might have a hard time farming in that game. Might be too greedy, but I'm not sure what they want to go for here.
At the same time, if you look at Team Secret, they really lack lockdown. You're just depending totally on the Rubik for now.
Yeah,
obviously, there's one more pick.
It's a puppy specialty. Sometimes he just doesn't really prioritize on getting too much lockdown. You have 1 or 2 small lockdowns, but you rely on your team's burst damage to actually get the job done.
Say Puppy special, but I have not seen Secret play Rubik in quite a while. I hope he's been dusting it off a bit.
I think it's going to be Highlight Die that plays it. Generally, he plays it for his past team. And it looks like this is... It could be an FY Bat Rider. Last time we saw him playing on a support position, got a 15-minute Blink Dagger, which is...
It's risky though. If you let the opponent know that you want to go for a jungling position 4, like a support, the Rubik and A are really strong at level 1 and level 2. They could actually just come and pressure your lane. So it might be very risky for that to happen.
Hurry, hurry!
I guess the beauty of it is it doesn't have to be a jungling Bat Rider.
Yeah, the option is there if you want to do that. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, girl.
Nice one.
Putting a lot of favor into the lockdown here, regardless of Xiaofeng, typically known as a BKB kind of a character.
Yeah, look at their heroes. There are 4 heroes that have spells that go through magic immunity.
Yep.
They just want to crush this SF like in the mid game. But the laning phase might be the part where Secret can take advantage of because they have the Rubik and A, and potentially going into the Gyrocopter pick that I mentioned.
Team Secret, are you priced into getting a Wraith King here? Like, there's so much. I just kill your hero, with the Bat Rider, Kidnap, with the Doom, the Lina, Laguna, like. Is it Wraith King or bust?
Maybe even the Razor though, because they have the Rubik lift into the static lane, and they have so much single target spell. So the Unstable Current could be something that's very useful against this lineup. But like I said again, like if you go for the Razor here, it puts you much more on a timer to finish the game.
I'd be super worried about scaling if I had a Razor on my team, especially versus Bat and Winter Wyvern. They're going to run into the same issue as last game, where they're not going to be able to end the game at the time that they want to.
Reserve time.
This is definitely feel like these two teams have just kind of formed their own meta right before our eyes here. We're seeing Weehaw playing multiple Shadow Fiend.
How about
Bat Rider come out.
Do you guys like PA?
I think she'll get doomed. I think Vici are scared of the non-BKB carries, and that's why they banned out the Spectre. What other non-BKB carries are there? Like maybe PL, I suppose. There's not that many of them left.
It's very hard though, if you want to win the lane, like, maybe only Gyrocopter, like, but Gyrocopter relies a lot on BKB. It's a tough decision here. And it's very hard to like go into an ultra late game as well against Doom, so there's a lot of factors that they want to consider. They want to have a carry that can actually fight early as well. So it's gonna be the Wraith King. They might actually go like Treasure though. Their lanes are very strong. They can do Wraith King, Rubik plus A, tri-lane if they want to go for early aggression. And you can just lane Darkseer versus Bat, you push the lane out, and then you go jungle on the safe lane.
I think more importantly, Wraith King also gives you another form of initiation. You get an early blink, you actually start pressuring heroes off map.
And we always talk about Iron Shell, Spirit Breaker, Iron Shell, Ember, but Iron Shell Wraith King is also very scary.
Not as scary, but ain't bad.
You have 2 lives, dude. Okay. Iron Shell and
Is it an anti-mage time?
Ooh, PL time.
Oh, taking it back a bit here. I led in today talking about burning.
Jungling, they have a jungling Doom of jungling Bat. It's not going to be
Jungling
a
Bat again.
Yeah, 15-minute blink dagger was FY's last timing. Let's see how early or how much later he's
Team
gonna get
Secret
it.
has to be the team putting the pressure. They need to go and contest the PL's farm and maybe even contest the Bat Rider's farm. If they actually let Vici Gaming get away with this lineup and they go into mid-game without losing too much casualties in the early laning phase, they're going to have a tough time in the mid to late game.
Do you think they have the tools to do it? I mean,
yes, they have. Because they have the Wraith King, they have the necessary tools to make a very strong lane. Rubik AA plus the Wraith King. So I think that they can actually win it in the early phase and just shut down the PR and the Bat Rider.
It's really easy to kite the Wraith King though. I think that if they have like 1 or 2 bad fights, they can just completely.
You can just go like you can go Maelstrom though, like against PL, and I feel like as long as he wins the lane, the kiting problem is not so much of a big deal.
Yeah, but what about a Phantom Lancer with a diffusal blade going against a Wraith King? Isn't that scary?
You can't let this game go until that point.
Just buy a mango.
Just buy a mango. We'll see if that's the case. It's going to be game 2 now underway in the grand final. Let's send it over to our casters right now. It's LD and Gods.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are live here in Singapore. Thousands of Dota fans. Some of the most passionate I've personally ever heard at the Suntech Convention Center. Only game 2, Gods, of a best of 5. Currently, Vici Gaming, they appear to have that hometown favorite vibe going for them, of course, with Ice 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 on the team. Hard to see why they wouldn't. They lead 1-0 in the best of 5.
Yeah, Secret looking to bounce back here, and Vici going for a slightly greedy draft with the jungle support Bat Rider, but Secret themselves very much looking to dominate the lane stage, I feel. You've got Rubik, AA, Darkseer, and even from the get-go, they smoke in, looking for that level 1 fight. Ward's already out, and I think Sentry missed the Observer Ward.
Just. That's like 2 units.
30 seconds after battle.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, then completely out of range, and it looks like now the scouting information goes Vici's way. They'll split up Misery, know that he's at bottom, and that gives Vici Gaming kind of the knowledge to kind of lane around the Darkseer being in the off lane.
Yeah, because you look at Secret, they could even consider an offensive tri-lane. You're up against the jungler, you've got a really strong killing combo, so now Vici know what they're dealing with. They're going to have an initiation here, though. They'll lift down into the low ground super, throwing out the stun. He does start to take chilling touch damage, but it's actually Eternal Envy in trouble as Bernie lays in with the napalm stacks up. One more lands, they got him. From long range, Burning delivers, and with that, they'll heal right back up, and let's take a look at these lanes now, Gods. First Blood is going the way of Vici Gaming now. Very important considering they are playing a bit greedy. They're running what looks to be the jungle Bat Rider for FY. Maybe FY takes the lane and Ice 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 goes bottom. I guess we'll see, but definitely going to be trying to squeeze a little bit extra off the map.
Yeah, instantly PL will TP towards bottom. I was about to say, surprised to see him head top. I feel like this is not the lane where he wants to be. He's not going to get much farm there. With the First Blood, he can do pretty well against Darkseer. We won't see Darkseer get bullied out of this lane. It seems Vici Gaming would rather just trade Darkseer getting some experience and farm for their 2 support / off laners. You've got FY jungling the Bat, you've got Doom kind of pseudo jungling as well. Just kind of looking to play more greedy on the side of Vici Gaming.
FY already beginning his stacking rotation now as he will get the first double stack. Ice Ice also roaming. It seems he's going to head towards top, where Fenrir currently hanging back because of the Arctic Burn, but needs to be careful. So they're going to leave Burning for the moment without support. And Bat Rider not really here that can do a whole hell of a lot at level 1. How worried are you about the greed factor here? Some of the analysts talked a lot about. Witzer basically said if this goes too late and it's even, it feels Vici Gaming are likely in a great position, but they make a move on Highlight Die. The Scorched Earth is there, but good 2-hero lift. And with the boots advantage, Highlight Die will just skate away, so believe that was the first smoke there for Vici, guys.
That was a really
and a miss.
unexpected smoke as well that Highlight Eye scouts out, and because he has boots he gets away from. That was likely to head towards mid lane to look for a kill on Weeham. I kind of talked a bit about this last game. It really feels the big adjustment Vici are making this series is pressuring Weeha early. Last game it was a dual lane mid with the Undying. This time around looking for a pre-2-minute smoke gank on mid, something they have not really been doing at all this tournament. So very much the attention has shifted away from contesting the off lane to contesting the mid lane.
Misery does have a surge available here as FY continues pursuit, trying to bait it out. The Firefly doesn't really want to waste it, but may consider it now. Surge on cooldown. Not enough damage. The napalm stacks were there, but not sufficient numbers. So musical lanes continue, gods, as Fenrir will now head towards the mid lane. He's grabbed the illusion room bottom. What's like the ideal setup here for Vici? Because they just seem to keep on switching.
Ideally, I guess they can't really de-ward their pull. They just want to keep on stacking. I don't think Vici are likely to swap their lanes at all from here on out. Very much the Doom just wants to start in the jungle to guarantee that he can get a big creep. Look for an Alpha Wolf or an Ogre for a Frost Armor. Right now he's just taking what he can get because he hasn't found any of those high-value creeps, but and looking just to play a bit more greedy. Then, for now, they're happy with PL getting just so-so farm here in the safe lane because they know it's coming with FY's very fast Blink Dagger. He's jungling and getting uncontested farm for now in that jungle.
And he's looking to clear out some of the camp here, finishes off the big creeps, and back of that hits level 3. So there's the one Clarity ready. No other stacks currently available though. The support's moving around a lot, and well, the support I guess you should say in Fenrir. FY's looking to play carry here. And Ice off Busy in the off lane. So this does mean the Wraith Kane's the big beneficiary. Despite the early death, Eternal Envy, it doesn't really affect his income, just gives Vici that boost in gold, and he sits comfortably at 23 CS.
Yeah, and Secret have secured him this free farm while the supports have been active. You had Pylight Ice scanning up the smoke gank. Puppy and Pi also were both double stacking the big camps in the SF's jungle. So Secret looking to make sure they play the economy game as well. So it's not just Vici Gaming being greedy. Secret are fighting it with some greed of their own.
And they did smoke here, gods, but I believe Puppy was not up the ramp. I think he was scouted, but
Very early
he's getting stunned. He has a mango. Level 1 Scorched Earth, though. He's gone for the 2 points in Devour.
Looking to juice him up a little bit. Get him low before they go in for the real fight, which will come with this follow-up stun.
Ice, when you're around from behind, they're in position, and now Ice into the trees.
It's gotta be fishy.
Even with the Mango Scorched Earth, not sure he gets out of here. He is gonna get scouted out. Hey, surprise! Flip, drop, stun, and dead. They did not see that one coming, it seems.
Mid lane,
And now they're moving on mid. The ganking, roaming, Bat Rider. It's a DD room for FY. That's the bigger kill, gods. And it is claimed easily. No dire vision of this bottom rune. Didn't know that it was a DD, and frankly, unless it's a DD or a haste, he's definitely not going for you there. So a bit unlucky from the Shadow Fiend, but it's early, unexpected movement from FY as well.
Yeah, such an X factor playing out of that jungle. Not just looking to go for the purely farm-centric play, and he'll now get back, continue stacking, and lane's looking overall still fairly solid for Secret. They are, at least for now, out-farming Vici in the laning stage. But that's very much kind of what Secret's lanes are meant to do. They've got the lane dominators, they've got the strong support duo. Vici Gaming, while playing greedy, your Bat Rider doesn't flash from the jungle until he gets more levels. It's very much just what he brings to the table when he gets that Blink Dagger up, able to change the pace of the game.
And like you said, Secret, not only are they doing well here in terms of farm, but they in the lanes, but they're also stacking like crazy. Thank you, Dan Che. Appreciate it.
Having a little side convo. Well,
the game apparently isn't exciting enough for them.
Ice also has lost his tower at top, but right now it's leading to him getting a lot of XP and farm with the big creep wave pushed all the way up, and only now does Secret manage to pull things back by denying a creep wave from Puppy at the pool camp, and a level 4, almost level 5 now for Ice's Doom, so he can offer a decent amount to his team just by having sheer levels.
Generally, we do see these Dooms get pretty active once they hit level 6. Do you expect Ice to gank right away? And if so, what lane are you going for? Is it just more hate on the Doom?
I think he would
or the Shadow Fiend, rather?
I think it'd likely team up with Fenrir on the Wyvern. If those two heroes smoke up with Doom and an Arctic Burn, they can kill close to anyone on the map. SF is the ideal target, but it's going to come down to like whose position we're on the map. You're going to have to kind of read the game and figure out where's a sure kill and where's a kill where you're not going to give up anything in exchange. If you go for the SF when he's got 2 or 3 teammates behind him, then you're not going to get much out of it.
Chatter continues, but we are going to see a pretty fast blink for a jungle bad gods. He's already level 5 at only 7 minutes in. Did stop off for the bottle, as did Burning. Trying to withstand the constant punishment Misery puts on him. It's not really affecting Burning's farm all that much, though. He's still at 35 CS with very little support. Seems for both teams they're getting a lot more than you out of your standard laning stage. A little bit greedy, but it's greed matching greed overall in the early moments.
And what are we looking for? As far as key items go, that will kind of change the tempo of things. The Batrider Blink is one, not an item, but a similar kind of timing is the Doom level 6. On the side of Secret, though, I don't feel like they hit the same kind of timings. If Envy wants to rush something like a Blink Dagger, then you can start seeing him get active and roaming with his team, but that does mean it kind of goes against what we're seeing, which is like the more farm-centric play. So I'm not really convinced he'll go for a Blink Dagger. Midas is just so good on Wraith King because he benefits so much from getting levels, getting XP. Already we see Envy getting a lot of XP out of the lane just by having a solo lane for the most part. The fact he hasn't needed supports to babysit him has really given Secret a lot of work, like just room to play around with Envy, having this huge level 8 already.
We will have a quick pause here, and gonna make that decision fairly soon, guys. He's up to about 1,500 gold, so if he wants the Midas recipe, he can ferry it out in just a few moments here. Early days in game number 2, and as quickly as we're paused, we're back underway.
Okay,
I can see Secret feeling like they need to be able to match the Batrider Blink timing with a blink of their own, because otherwise Vici Gaming will just hit this timing where they've got Bat Blink and every lasso going to find a kill. They'll have Doom to follow it up, and Secret, at best, they have a mech at that time on a dark hero like Darkseer, but
Here comes the big rune clash. FY's in first. He does have the lasso, but no mana for it. They burst down Misery off the bat. It comes at the cost of the Lina, though. So a Darkseer for Lina, the very rapid exchange there. Shadow Fiend getting the last hit. As a hasted Envy, Mosey's on in mid. Suddenly 4 converging is Secret. Looking for a very early group up and push here.
Yep. They want these towers off the map early, and knowing that Vici Gaming, until they get that level 6 Doom and get the Batrider Blink Dagger, are not in the best position to fight. That is just 300 gold away, though. This is going to be much faster than what we saw last time out of FY's bat. It almost feels like he's just playing a core hero right now.
Yeah, he's ahead of the Doom by 1,000. And that's when you factor in the Devour gold as well. Tower will go down nice and early for Secret, though, so a big element of map control their way, and on the back of the Scots, perhaps we see them try to pressure that bat. Maybe go for a smoke gank. There is still one up on Puppey. And maybe delay the Blink Dagger if they see an opening.
If they go for a Wraith King Blink, it really does open Secret up to just continually smoke and find pickoffs. They're probably thinking they can get this Wraith King Blink early enough that they can then take over the Vici jungle and prevent FY's Blink timing. Little do they know, FY is just farmed out of his mind and about to complete it, but...
He's almost the same level here as Misery, just inches away from hitting level 8. And that's the Blink.
Yep.
One more creep, you can grab it right now. Might even be able to go for a kill here on the Darkseer if Misery's not careful.
Oh yeah.
Early Vacuum does get committed. Burning has the bottle charge.
And yeah,
he's a bit low to fight.
With Lancers combined with the lasso, I think we could well see Misery go down here in the off lane. There's a couple TPs available, but we haven't really got the best defensive counterplay. A Rubik Telekinesis is probably the best thing that anyone can bring to the table.
So FI will grab his prized Blink Dagger, right?
Rune.
His bottom rune's about to spawn, and he's gonna go for it. There's the Blink forward, the lead is not off the mark, but the Laguna lasso combo, miss stun, get kill anyway. The Lina way of life.
And FY's greed continues, like, I'll take that bounty rune. There's a kill tax for you, Super.
Yeah, you missed the stun, I take the kill. Yeah. That's okay. A kill secured, a bounty rune grabbed, and Super... Not the fastest start that we've ever seen here on Alina, but it's working towards his Yule Scepter.
Right, we didn't talk much about Blade Mail picked up from Envy. Very
Slasher's way.
Wants to fight a lot and fight early. Great against the Batrider since you can easily just proc the Blade Mail and guarantee that you get damage done in return. A lot of these AoE spells you can't prevent getting reflected as well. Stuff like the Lina LSA Dragon Slave, the Splinter Blast. It gives Wraith King just a lot of things which he's missing. A bigger mana pool, more damage, as well as some armor as well to fight in these early clashes. A very just good, well-rounded item.
It's a smoke gank from Secret. They do not have a lane ward, they're just going to poke their heads out. But the hero they're ganking, gods, very difficult to lock down. They're going to drop an Ice Vortex, FY. Quick blink away. Still holds the TP here, and he's just going to retreat. So Secret continue to group. continue to try to force objectives as a squad while Vici Gaming spreading the map, focusing a little bit more on the farm game, kind of playing around the lassos and the pickoffs. Pickoffs. Good see you on top here. He's rather tanky, but he is exposed, and knowing that his whole team is bottom, he's going to back away. So another tower falls to the Wrath of Eternal Envy sword.
Yep. And something,
the last hit there.
I mean, Secret just being really good about pushing these towers. Vici going for the greedier playstyle, not defending towers, just exchanging for these towers. Problem is they're losing map control, which means Secret, this will open things up to go for a fairly early Roshan, which Vici Gaming can either make like a YOLO smoke tour to try and contest, but if Secret sneak their way in, you're not going to know when that Rosh is happening. So for Vici, they're going to be playing much more in the dark, and I'd love to see Secret, this game of all games, to pick up an early gem and at least prioritize taking out the Vici Gaming vision. Last game they had a Hawk, so you're fighting a losing battle. This game they have no real scouting capabilities.
And they're actually going to go for the Rosh now with already the level 2 Vampire Guard, the Shadow Fiend quite far. They just get this for free. There's really no, as you mentioned, idea that it's going on from Vici Gaming to have a tiny nook of vision here at night, but don't think it even saw a hero walking down that ramp. So they're going to press in the top lane now. Also no dire vision. They might be able to get the jump here on Misery. There's a Mango available if they want to commit a Doom as well. Blink, Lasso is there. FY on the hunt again. Doom committed as well, and it's going to cost them a Darkseer, this Roshan. A terrible trade for Secret, but Vici happy to just get that extra kill.
I think it's a Rosh that Vici are never going to be able to contest anyways, unless they just happen to just mind game Secret, predict exactly when it's happening, and get a 5-man smoke to the pit. But grouping up as 5 is just not what the Vici Gaming lineup is designed to do right now. They want to farm, split push. They've got a PL, they've got Doom, they've got Batrider who can find pickoffs, and finding pickoffs is better than the actual team fight.
Fenrir gets blasted by Weehaw. Puppy puts on his sniper outfit and gets to work on the Ancient Apparition. Has been so consistent on this hero over the course of the tournament, and you can see how they value it in the draft. They take it second in the first phase pretty much every game, unless they want to go for that Ember Wind Ranger, and at least early on here, it does seem to be paying off reasonably well.
And for Vici Gaming, another like kind of hero loss for them is not the end of the world. They're just looking to, you kill one of our heroes, we've got 4 other heroes farming. That's kind of the general summary of what Vici Gaming are doing right now. And every now and then they'll
going for the TP out, and Misery, just missed it with the back. This is just one of those FY games, gods, where every little skirmish, for whatever reason, he lives kind of a charmed life.
He's the most farmed Vici Gaming hero!
And it's not like he's been AFK. He's 3-0 too.
Yeah, he's farming, like and a hero that benefits a lot from having a lot of items as well as fast items. Blink 4-star going to be coming up in record time. This guy doesn't play support.
It's not really in his vocabulary at this point. As Blast will cross over Super's head. They know there's a lane ward somewhere about after that Ice Blast mid, but unfortunately they deward the wrong direction. As Burning starts to amp up the aggression here on Puppy, but will be forced back by the TP rotation of Misery. Very slow start for the Darkseer, meanwhile. Still is not yet to complete that.
Oh, mid lane pie.
They're jumping in, and Lasso, not even needed. Nice play onto it. They don't even need the Yule Scepter there.
Yeah, holding everything. Laguna, Lasso, now they've still got it for the SS.
Lasso 1 second, but Firefly,
it's an Aegis, so no, you can all in to kill an Aegis, but then if Secret are there with a counterplay ready, you're in trouble. It feels Secret are kind of limited in what they can do because they lack any good initiation. They don't have that Wraith King Blink, and now I definitely feel like Envy needs to be picking up a Blink, not a Midas, not a Radiance. Eventually I think is a great Wraith King item, but right now Secret is just suffering because they have no playmaking capabilities with their lineup.
Okay, so let's say that you get the Blink Dagger. Shadow Fiend Aegis has got about 2 minutes here. They also now just complete the mech finally for Misery. Can you just full-on force a fight? Dive a tower, commit incredibly heavily, and go for kills?
They're much stronger at that point. It's very much a matter of, do you want to 5-man though and force a fight? Because if you don't find that fight, Vici Gaming are farming Ultra on the map and will just be winning the economy game. So Secret have to be sure if they're going to group up that they find a fight, or they may just look to go for more like 2-3 hero kind of smoke ganks as opposed to like a full all-in 5-man roam kind of play, which just seems to not really fit the matchup between these two teams. We haven't really seen 5v5 team fights be prioritized yet when these two teams have versed each other, be it in the finals game 1 or the previous match in the upper bracket match.
It is a bit of a change-up for Secret. You look at most of their games in the group stage, gods, and in the bracket in this tournament, and generally they're the team that has like that late game insurance. The Wind Ranger, the Ember Spirit, often the Slardar for Misery. That started getting banned, so they went for the Magnus, and Puppy even said, we don't care about RP. We just want the Empower for the farming and just basically GPM it can add to the lineup. A narrow D-ward miss here by Fenrir. At that point, it's a change-up. Vici Gaming, they're the team with the Midas to devour, and a lot of strong late game is FY again on the hunt. He's gonna find a wild Pylite Eye, pushed back by the Flame Break. Death once more as the FY show continues. 4-0-3, the team's got 7 kills. He's been involved in, you guessed it, 7.
Oh, Blink Doom available top, but not a hero you can Blink Doom on.
Yeah.
And very much a case where Pylite Eye is kind of playing that bounty hunter type role where he's just off scouting the map, getting a bit of farm for himself, and very aware that a death like that is possible, but it's better on him than one of his teammates. So because Secret are limited in vision options and want to be farming the map as much as possible, they sometimes have to lose a hero like a Rubik in that situation.
They're gonna find Pylite Eye. This poor guy! Oh man! He sees Weehaw walk up the lane. He probably figures, okay, it's safe to come out, but they're not gonna go for the Aegis carry. They'll go for that squishy Rubik every time.
Yeah, that Aegis still at 20-30 seconds on, and they're just, for Vici Gaming, they're not gonna commit to any big team fight near a Secret tower.
Hey, there's a nice blast top. They're gonna drop a wall. They back Ice back in. Secret really feels like they need this kill. FI with the Flame Break back. He's also got the 4-step available. Get out of there, Ice. I got you covered. I don't make it on that even. What a magician.
He's doing everything. He's just like, all right, team, just hop in my backpack right now.
He's making it look easy here. Blink force 4 position bat, and now he's up to level 11. He's got another 800 gold. How does Secret deal with this?
They're gonna just go greed. As much as I kind of felt like the blink on Envy could have led to some Secret aggression, especially when they hit the timing with the Darkseer mech, as well as the SF having an SMY. But instead they set aside, let's fight. Well, what was Vici Gaming finding constant pickups with just more and more greed. They're gonna go Midas's Radiance on the Wraith King, very much playing for the long game.
Yeah, this time around, Puppy not going for that early Ghost Scepter and more team-oriented style. He is gonna grab himself the Midas, as you mentioned, and the Radiance is also coming as FY moves down the middle lane under cover of smoke. Secret handing up bottom with 2 heroes. They want to try and put some pressure on Burning, perhaps. Pylite Eye is going to TP, though. They have yet to see FY mid. Eternal Envy, really not the hero you generally want to go for. They say, screw it, let's at least get rid of that ultimate. Lasso comes down, they're going to kill him off once they do have a Winter Curse, or will they kill him off? Yeah, down he goes, and do they fight for round 2? Curse online, but Shadow Fiend streaking in. They're going to have to commit for this. The blade on other points. There's the stun from Super, and the curse! Oh, the Doom as well! I will also fall, but Ice looks like he will be the trade, and Donut working against him. He's tanky. He's tanky. He survives. Finally, they get one last karate chop, but now Burning's had time, and he gets active as well. Eternal Envy doesn't have that second life. He is holding a blade mail. Misery, more lands to him in. Burning's gonna get him sniped. FY with the pushback gets the kill. The burn damage does it, and they want a little more. FY jumping in. They're gonna start.
He's got the reincarnation. Okay, no chase.
He does have the blade mail. He does have the stick charges. And we'll make it out.
Really good fight for Vici Gaming in the end, though. They bring down the heroes that matter. They take the SF out. Now there's no reincarnation for a couple minutes, so Envy's going to be very cautious with his farm and very much forcing Secret into a fight, and it was far enough away from the tier 1 tower mid that Secret couldn't quite get there in full force. The blink and the force up on the bat pulling Envy as far away as possible, and while Envy didn't die that second time, it forced his teammates to just fully engage, and we are not really ready to fight until he has the BKB right now.
Oh, this is a big item, gods. Burning, rushing the Diffusal Blade. You're up against the Darkseer. Easy to just cancel that surge away, and that's even more importantly, against the Wraith King. No BKB, no real mana items aside from the stick here. Could be in danger of not having the reincarnation for the next fight. Yeah, you've got the Blade Veil, but that's just more mana for Burning to burn away. Ice Blast! Even if it hits, I think he's okay there, but would have brought him low.
Yeah, he's not in too much danger. Now the early gem comes out. We see FY to take out some of this Secret vision, and boy, do they have a lot in the Radiant jungle. Very much Secret kind of set up, partially to secure themselves the next Roshan, I imagine, but also try and find some pickoffs of their own. Something they've been very unsuccessful at this game. very much reliant on a Rubik telekinesis to start off any kind of a fight. And it's been a big weak point in their draft.
So the Wraith King is going Radiance, as you mentioned. What's your analysis of this item? Is this a game-changing item for Secret? You mentioned maybe it's necessary if you're going to play the farm game, but how well do you think this plays into their overall strategy?
It's playing more towards the late game, but after the Radiance, I think likely we see the Blink pick up, and then Secret have some options as far as team fighting go.
Oh, hey, Pilot Die.
A great counter item for the mobility on heroes like Doom as well as Batrider. Very annoying. If you're pulling the Wraith King in with a lasso to start a fight, which is often going to be the main hero you can get with a lasso, he's going to be dishing out damage even while
marching in, but Batrider, this is where he shines, flying over trees and being a pest. But they did bring numbers, though. At the same time, Vici going to match it. 5 heroes rotating, and the Blink now comes out for Misery, and Gonzo will be paired with the level 2 wall, as well as the, I believe, level 2 Ice Blast. Oh, coming soon for Puppy. So the team fight of Secret gets a whole lot scarier, and we saw it last game. Misery, this guy is, at this point, just a team fight specialist. They're going to move in with the Wraith King. Sun comes on to Burning, but he gets pushed back by FY. Now the Lance can come out. The Mana Burn begins. And Eternal Envy will be kited, frustrated. They may even move on deeper towards him. He's hanging out to the stick charges, so he can always get up that reincarnation as long as he gets it up. And now it's time for Misery to jump in. The cars come in. Laguna's there in the nick of time, and now they're going to try to control Weeha. They doom him. They lasso him. The doom was stolen and turned against them. Twilight die with the big grab. But will it be enough? The Saturn Evil wants to get involved. Now Ice racing forward. Everybody retreating. No, they try to deny him, and they fail. The timing's not right, and they may lose more as Burning marches, and he's got the Diffusal Blade. There's no Mana here on Puppy. Jumping in, backing out, and thinking about one more go. Ooh, a game of chicken for both teams.
They do bring down FY. Gem not returned by either team yet? Is it still on the ground?
Where is it?
Courier? Yeah, it's on the Radiant Courier, so they did manage to recover it, and now Envy completes Radiance.
Tower under fire.
Well, pretty important he doesn't die there, as I think he only just got the gold for it. So we see there's a lot of fight-changing spells here. That back into Ice Blast can almost instantly delete a hero. The Rubik, I mean, we talked about Fissure last game, but my god, Lasso, Doom, Winter's Curse, this is like the dream Rubik game for Pilot Die. It'd be tough to get the spells off though, gods, as he is currently only level 8 with no mobility items whatsoever.
And Vici Gaming were very clever about how they started that fight, just whittling away at the Wraith King. This is a game where Wraith King is going to get heavily kited, and it forces Misery to engage in kind of non-ideal circumstances. If he doesn't blink in for that vacuum to counterplay the Lena Yules, Wraith King just straight up dies without reincarnation because of the mana burn. So it was a really nice safe play by Vici Gaming, although the fight that ensued wasn't as one-sided as they would have hoped for.
The siege begins mid as Super gears up for his next item up to 1750 gold Envy. He can kind of try to waltz in. It's FY again. He's found Puppy on the back line. There's the Lance. We get up good Ice Blast. He does manage to clip FY. The back, they're both gonna burn. I'm taking you with me, FY, says Puppy. The two captains throwing away their lives. Now, our mid will be held. It's very low though. Catapult. Looking for that last hit, but no. Weeha slams the door.
Yeah. And importantly, FY has actually just left that gem back at base on the career for some time. I think recognizing now is when the team fight's going to happen. And very good way. He just died twice in a row and makes sure he doesn't lose the gem. Keeps it base and also knows that I think they took out either 2 or 3 secret wards in their jungle. So very much the gem had cleared out the majority of secret vision. Just the one at the Roshan pit for now. And until we enter that kind of stalemate circumstances where the game slows down, he won't need to hold on to the gem for a team fight. There's not actually any invis on the dire side right now.
Well, God, it's another Roshan. The timing could be really good here for Secret, as with the Batrider dead. Tough to see Vici contesting this. How much does this Aegis worry you if you're Vici?
It's tricky. You can't team fight once you see an Aegis on the side of the dire. They're going to have an SF with a BKB. The Wraith King, no Blink Dagger yet, but very much at a scary state because of the Radiance kind of negating what is a triple Blink lineup from Vici Gaming. Lena did end up going back for one.
Do you like the adjustment here from Weeha? Normally he goes for that Shadowblade SMY, Dominator, more of like a hard carry Shadow Fiend. You're up against Lena Laguna Ags eventually, the Winter's Curse, the Lasso, and the Doom. There's a lot of things that pierce PKB. Do you still think this is a good fit for Secret?
Yeah, just so he doesn't get controlled in the fights. And I think Secret recognizing they're kind of looking to team fight more this game. They don't want it to drag out too late when you're up against a lineup running essentially 4 core heroes. So something more early game centric, well, mid game centric, and then also giving you the ability to push high ground with SF in the front lines. Without a BKB, we saw last game, it's just a Rubik telekinesis or an Alp stun that can take him out of the fight. That game-deciding fight last game was where he just couldn't use Satanic because of stun.
Oh, they found themselves a pie, and they're gonna pull him down into the river, roast him and toast him, and down he'll go. They will get the D-ward in the end with the karate chop.
Yeah.
Poor Pylai Daiga, it's just... FY is just punishing him. It's really not fair at this point.
Pi not playing badly by any means, and
That's the one thing this game, though. We didn't really talk about it much. There's a lot of times you see Batrider picked up, and teams will pick, you know, something like Io, Disruptor, two of the better heroes to cancel that initiation. Potentially even a Vengeful Spirit, though she's kind of fallen out of favor. They don't really have a traditional Batrider counter this game.
yeah, if anything, Batrider may be one of the heroes they want to try jump and just initiate on, just to take him out of the fight because of how important he is.
It's tough. Like you said, there's no blink on Wraith King. The Bat has a blink and a force, and he's usually got the vision advantage from the gem, so... Oh, you really got to get lucky to catch him.
We've got a, Lotus or Rush from Puppy? This is unprecedented.
This is the lasso counter, maybe.
A lot of single target spells. Doom as well.
Well, we're down. They're going to see FY. The back's there. They back him into a limb. Chain stun. That's some hate. They will get the kill, but the turn might be there for Super. Gets up the stun. The initiation's on Misery. Ice jumps in, but it's into a Requiem! Deleted from the fight, and now Fenrir. No curse available. Envy's going to surge forward. He sees opportunity. Fenrir very low. They'll take down the Wraith King once, but they already lost the Wyvern. And now time for life number 2. Blade Mail activated. Super in trouble. This could be kill number 4. He is being kited, but down he goes. Can PL one-man army his way and hang on to the base? Doesn't seem like it. They will respawn relatively quickly here. Secret showing the killer instinct this time around.
Ross, if they should be scared of the Aegis, there's your answer. They should be riding right now. Secret just walked past the tier 2 tower, dives the high ground, and ballsy stuff coming out of Secret, especially when they're down one game. They've still got the BKB, still got the Aegis on Weeha, and Wraith King's ultimate's back in 20 seconds. When these heroes respawn, there will be a second life for Envy.
May not have the mana at this rate.
They will back off now, a bit wary of those respawns. They're pretty much committed. If someone gets jumped like a Wraith King, and even the SF, yeah, he's got BKB Requiem, but if they kill him once, very well could kill him a second time, using the lasso to kind of control him during the BKB.
Well, FY decides it's time to take the gem out of storage. They'll find the ward only just planted.
And you know Secret's kind of been on your side of the map, pushing you back, and that's where they're going to get down some of those deep wards, so FY will kind of fish around and see what he can find.
As it turns out, there was only the one, and now Pylai he has an Invis rune, but FY's got the gem. The pings do come out. The Lotus Orb already complete on Puppy.
Yeah.
As he creeps forward, Pi wants this gem. He wants it pretty bad.
And the Lotus Orb,
Not gonna happen.
I feel the hero that actually counters the hardest right now is probably the Lina, because it's very obvious who and when Super wants to Laguna. It's always going to come off of a Yule setup, or at least an LSA setup.
FY.
Ooh.
Alright. The teams have the same idea. Run! Meanwhile, Burning gonna push the top lane in. So he did go for the BOTs, guys. Oh, looks like they did match the jump. Super getting caught by the back. FY, more importantly, that's the gem! Misery found the combo, and they just slapped them down. Gem now hitting the deck. Still on the ground.
That gem's kind of like hidden by the fire, awkwardly. They're all just standing next to it. There we go, Misery sees
You can't hide from Misery.
They're still up the wall even.
They got the Wraith King on. I think they can force this, guys. They're gonna jump in. And Ice just arrived for base defense. Secret, all of a sudden, just pounding through the Vici defenses. This game looked like it was very strong for Vici through the early stages, but now things are getting trickier. As Weeha will bring down the tower, the Lotus Orb chucked out onto him, preventing any sort of initiation. They have buyback on Batrider. They do on the Doom, as well as the Lina. The ults are available, something Secret are wary of. They want to force these buybacks, but they don't want to get caught on the retreat. Seems they still can't quite break through the base, but they do get the tower.
Very much showing respect towards the Vici Gaming high ground defense. They've got good wave clear coming out of the Wyvern, as well as, the Lina when Lina's alive. And more importantly, they've got a great way of initiating and starting a fight with the Bat Lasso. Even when it's like a 5v2 scenario, if you get Blink Lasso, combo that with the buyback, suddenly Secret are losing a key team fight that could turn around the game and ruin any momentum they have right now.
Burning does continue to farm though. Now up to the Yasha. An okay clip for a PL, nothing extraordinary, but considering the map control, Vici are going to slow down in terms of their net worth now, for the growth thereof. Back. What's the game plan here now, gods? With Vici losing their map control, the Aegis is now forced down, but up in a couple minutes, and you have to figure the way Secret are playing that they're going to go for high ground then. How do Vici Gaming avoid getting wrecked for the next 5 to 8 minutes?
They very much need BKBs for the fight. Fighting into like the telekinesis, the Wraith King stun, and I'd say most importantly, the Darkseer vacuum. When you see that when you initiate, you need to make sure you've got your BKBs on so Misery can't counterplay you with the vacuum wall. Be it what, Lina, Batrider, Doom, all three of these heroes need BKB this game, and all are probably getting it as their next item.
You know, FY could have almost had one here. He picked up the Force Staff. He was the person to buy the gem earlier. Very close to a BKB, but that was not the way up to go. Got the Yule Scepter instead.
And that's where, I mean, we talked about them not really having a great counter for the Batrider, but Rubik actually, if you've got fast fingers, you can kind of completely ruin a Batrider's day if you catch him with a telekinesis.
Gonna get the jump. Both teams getting the vision now. They're gonna lasso probably the worst hero in the world to bring in. It's no Wraith King. It's Ice engages. He managed to get up the Doom, and it was Lotus Orb back the other way. And Envy rushes forward. He sees opportunity. Ice in danger. Looks like he will go down in the trees elsewhere. Then we're gonna TP out, but they jump forward. Oh, Super with the shotgun to the face. Takes out Misery. The wall is deployed. They're gonna lose 2 cores here. Yeah, they got the Darkseer, but again, an expensive pair of deaths as Burning will float away. I believe the gem still remains on the Dire side.
Damn.
Yeah, still on Pylai Die.
We have seen some sick Rubik play this best of 5, and we're just in game 2. First FY in game 1. This time around, it was actually a stolen Doom coming out from Pylai Die, and...
Oh, was it not the Lotus Orb?
No, not the Lotus Orb. It came out like... I mean, the Lotus Orb is still very annoying to verse, but Pi was the big hero of that fight for Secret.
He had a 0 and 5 start. He's got 11 assists.
You know, every death of his benefited his team, I think you could argue.
Seeing them move in here. FY looking for the lasso initiation. Illusions start to stack up. They chase forward. Puppy taking a lot of napalm. This is the way Vici like to fight. Slow, chip them down. Don't fully commit, but they've got the curse. And they're going to turn Weehaw against Puppy. That, too, was stolen. Pylai Die. Wow, this is not a guy who tilts Scots. Impressive stuff from the Rubik.
Yeah. And for Vici Gaming, they need to be able to find some farm on the map right now, which is very difficult to do considering the lack of vision they've got up with Secret. They've now got the gem in their hands. They almost need to buy a new gem. Ideally, it's someone other than FY because of how important the BKB is going to become for FY. Wyvern probably the one hero that just doesn't really need much more than the Glimmer Cape we see now, so Fenrir, when he can afford it, may buy a gem for the team. Outside of that, Super's Lina needs to see some item progression. BKB probably the next item for him as well.
They now trail by a substantial margin. Vici, something the analysts discussed was that they probably hold the late game edge here if it's an even game, but 10k gold lead roughly for Secret. Seeing it reflect in the items. Bernie will cobble together a Manta-style Super. Still really nothing since the Yule. Just gets the blink. A long way off from potential eggs if he even wants to go for it. And meanwhile, Eternal Enemy, he's already gotten the BKB, did use it last fight, and now on to bigger and better items. Weehaw, well on its way to a potential butterfly. Cheese picked up as well here on Wraith King.
Ooh, and being a third Roche already, that's one of the big benefits of going for that, like, what, 10, 11-minute Roche that they did. Cheese is amazing on Wraith King against the PL especially because it guarantees that he's got that extra... Not only does it save him that one time where he doesn't have to reincarnate, because he's often getting mana burned, he may not have his ultimate up, and that's where the Cheese just gives him that extra bit of assurance.
They're gonna have to fight here. Eternal Envy marches down mid. Checking buybacks. The Wraith King holds one, so too does the little Rubik. As 5 heroes descend on the lane. Let's
Doom
see.
just wants to farm his BKB top before he comes back to the fence.
Oh, he's very close, Ice, but he may not have the time for that. There's the first stun from EE. The Ice Blast is going to connect, and also Yules is there, trying to dodge away from beautifully placed with the Skull and Winter's Curse. It turns FY gets Finra. Unfortunately, doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot of damage. So now the Shadow Fiend, BKB'd and looking to run. He'll blink out.
That was
Seems they
so
have
well
hold.
defended by Vici.
Yules really made the difference.
Yeah, Yules, the Winter's Curse was, you could not really waste there, and it saves your Lina and holds your high ground. It doesn't win you the fight, but it repels Team Secret. And most importantly, Weeha's BKB was used during it, so put his BKB on cooldown, despite having an Aegis, Secret decide they don't really want to push right now.
Dire's top
It
tower
just
is
felt like
being
such a
attacked.
good timing for them. They've got vacuum level 4 and they have the stolen Winter's Curse. You hit that combo, that's later X.
Yep.
But
And
they
they're
couldn't
gonna...
quite find it.
Pi still with his hands on a Winter's Curse. Go ahead and see if they look to make another push while they've got this. Not long left with the spell steal though.
And they still also have the Aegis here. It looks like quite a bit of time, about 3 minutes and change. So Vici Gaming definitely not out of the woods just yet. This will buy them a brief reprieve. Fiend Butterfly getting closer and closer. So Burning quietly continues his farm. And if this does go late, gods, they just don't have the traditional ways to deal with the PL. Yeah, you've got the Radiance Burn, that's okay. But when you imagine a PL with Scotty, maybe a heart picked up at some point, like, that Radiance Burn is only going to do so much.
And importantly, like the Wraith King, like a lot of his late game and what he provides to Shadow Fiend is that vampiric aura, but you're not going to have a lifesteal off of illusion. So if you can't
that's a good
find
point.
that real PL when he's swarming you with a bunch of illusions, SF can't just turn and fight. He can't rely on the lifesteal there or even really itemize into... He's not going for any kind of a lifesteal or satanic build right now. Wants to prioritize the evasion over it first.
And he blew his BKB earlier, but they're going to try to seize the high ground anyway. So without it, Lotus Orb is there on Weehaw, trying to keep him in fighting shape as they slowly chip away on the range Drax.
Yeah. And the SF BKB is the slightly more important one for this high ground push, but even so, it seems Secret going to just back off a little bit once more. Butterfly coming soon. I think they probably feel this is the key item for them before they go for the high ground push. Get Wheeze, Butterfly, then make another siege towards mid lane.
But they have allowed Ice, as you talked about, to get the BKB, and it's such a good BKB game in general for Vici. You get all of them, and Radiance Bird is negated, the Ice Blast is negated. Only the Shadow Fiend really provides heavy physical damage. The Wraith King likely to be kited in the fights. Oh, Burning! Man, Vici Gaming, the timing on some of these TPs, they're just, the blinks out. They're really living life on the edge.
I think there was even like a split-second hesitation on the NV stun there.
Maybe just had to line up his mouse cursor, but they will, for the moment, not go for the high ground. Butterfly is completed. Clock's ticking on that Aegis, so it seems it may just be expiring. Only 1 minute to go, and it's actually Vici.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
We talked about another gem pickup as well, and that's what Fenrir is now bought for the FY Batrider, so they're kind of moving out of the map right now just to de-ward as much as possible, not really looking for a fight of any kind.
I really like that Fenrir buys it here. Yeah, obviously getting something like a refresher can be amazing on Wyvern, but this stage of the game, just having the BKB Batrider initiation, there's no counterplay. Unless they get like an Abyssal and Wraith King, he's just in the perfect spot. Maybe you get the Lotus Orb off, but it's definitely easier said than done. Fly now backing off.
And for Secret, it doesn't really feel like they're going to actually be able to break this mid lane while having Aegis. So things will kind of reset here, and this is Vici Gaming being given the room to complete these BKBs.
Is the fourth Aegis the charm? BKB won out on Lina, even opting for it over the Aghanim Scepter because hey, there's a lot of heroes that currently don't have the BKBs, and now there's no easy way to jump super.
And it feels like Secret are kind of falling back in the, okay, we're not able to break high ground, let's starve them out. Let's get deep wards up, farm their jungle, farm outside of the map as well, keep playing the economy game, because this Secret who are getting more out of the map right now than Vici Gaming. But the downside of their lineup is very much that a hero like Wraith King does get kited around pretty heavily in the late game. Got Lina stuns, Arctic Burn, PL Lances, Sticky Napalm. Wraith King in a late game with a 5-second BKB.
He wants to fight this, they're gonna look to bomb super. He gets up the Yules, the Doom. No, trying for the spell steal a bit early. Only got the Frost Armor. Still alive, super somehow fighting through this, but turns around and will die in the end. So the Shadow Fiend right clicks Doom, going on Weehaw. In danger, low to the level death. Can they keep him alive? FY jumping in, but doesn't have anything left. Looks like Weehaw will barely survive, so they lose the Lina. Pylai die. It was a pretty bold move jumping in. You see that one hero running down the lane. You gotta assume there's more behind him, but it works out. Weehaw, the Butterfly, making the difference there.
And a 4v5 fight as well. Wraith King was up in the top lane dealing with some annoying split push when the fight broke out, and Vici Gaming just not quite executing. Super actually had an opportunity, like on 100 HP, had his Blink Dagger back up, could have just gotten back and escaped, so not perfect play, but it's getting to that point where things are very tense between the two teams. And
well, we mentioned BKBs being really good against Secret, but not if you get caught like that.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have more lockdown soon. The Hex likely being built here by Misery now. Arguable. Grouping up mid, Secret. Moving into position. Lena didn't get off her Laguna last fight, but the good news is she'll have it for this one. Cliff's still available as Secret breach high ground. They are currently lacking the wall. They've got the ultimate on Eternal Envy. Weehaw begins the siege. Slowly but surely, FY threatening for a jump in. Very close to the BKB here if he wants to buy it.
One of the slight weaknesses in the Vici lineup is the reliance on these long cooldown ultimates to take fights. The Winter's Curse and Doom being on cooldown does kind of put them in a tricky situation. Can Secret force the issue on the high ground? That was where they double blinked in with Rubik and Darkseid there, looking to try and force things, but Vici Gaming sitting far enough back that Secret didn't find any further pickoffs.
Good news for Vici. Not too many casualties that fight, so they still have the gem. But this could be the game changer, gods. The BKB finally complete on FY. Their key initiator, the one that's the magic immunity. There's always that Lotus Orb from Puppy to try to thwart any jump. That'll come down to positioning as a little spot of dewarding here. FY desperately trying to clear out the jungle. They know Secret had to have had a ward with the way that Highlight Eye started the fight. Pay for itself.
And despite the BKBs, like this changes things a lot for Vici Gaming. They can look to initiate, take team fights of their own. Despite the big kind of team fighter that the Darkseid brings with a strong team fight of their own. The biggest problem though still where Vici Gaming are going to struggle is that both of their kind of big core heroes are a full item behind the Secret ones. SF and Wraith King about both 5,000-6,000 net worth ahead of their kind of counterparts on the Vici Gaming side. At this point, Doom, one of the big late game cores, much more so than the Lina, and Ice and Burning are kind of struggling to keep up with the Envy Wraith King and with the Weeha Shadow Fiend.
Secret really want to try to deal with that Doom. Maybe we even see something like a Liquid Sphere for Misery. As well as the Lasso. Could be a nice pickup. Still hanging on his gold for now. The push out comes for Burning, top lane. Quietly farming, but like he said, a bit slowly. Still doesn't access late game. We're 43 minutes in. Often, with a better start, we'll have one full extra item at least, if not two at this point. Vici Gaming are definitely trusting a lot in their late game here. Mostly hugging the base, only creeping out to hit just a creep wave here or there, and then scurrying back to their hidey hole.
And as much as we talked about how FY, like if Vici Gaming get to the late game, they've kind of got four core heroes here with FY playing the greedy style Batrider, but look at what Puppy's done on the AA, and he's been playing greedy himself. He's played like a 4-position core hero. He's going to have a Scythe of Vice, it looks like. No, he's going for a Lincoln Sphere. So he's got Lincolns and Lotus Orb with a Midas.
It is a double Lincoln. So now they've got double Lincolns and Lotus Orb. Like, good luck initiating with the Lasso for the Doom now.
Puppy is out farming both Batrider and Lina right now, and that's just where Secret said, we'll just play greedy on our supports as well.
They're going to send in the PL Illusions, then Nice jumps in, BKB is committed, Age is already going the way of the Shadow Fiend, now FY jumps in, he does manage to get up the last one, Highlight Eye dragging him up, all around, beautiful curves, could be coming out momentarily, he gets it up 4 heroes, and that might just be enough to turn the fight. The Doom is down.
No more ultis.
Wraith King's coming back though, they're going to almost lose their HNet, pushing off the bat, hangs over now, Puppy is going to survive, they jump forward onto Fenrir, finishing him off, and now hacking away at Super. Can they bring him down as well? Gets up the stun, running from the evil Isama.
Still got a bit of a PL problem, but both SF and Wraith King.
So 2 for 3 there, and I believe they
broke the Aegis.
Puppy popped the cheese, and they blocked the, and they popped the Aegis.
Yeah, great fight for Vici Gaming. And also a fight that's very far out from their base, so they don't give Secret the time to take the Aegis cheese and then group up as 5. And if you're defending like your base into an Aegis and cheese, like you have a 50-50 fight, suddenly you've lost rack. So fighting as far away from possible such that even if a bad fight comes their way, they've got time to buy back, reset, regroup, and then push out the lane, split push, and react from there. And Secret just, they kind of knew they had Roshan secured, but they were not ready for the Vici Gaming initiation.
I actually can't believe with all the Lotus Orbs and Lincoln Spheres that they got off everything there.
Yeah.
They got off the Doom, the Lasso, as well as the Winter's Curse on, what was it, 3 or 4 heroes? One of them might have been BKB'd, but
that was
the Curse definitely won
Winter's
the fight.
Curse I think I've ever seen.
I don't know if you can count on that if you're Vici though. Oh, you know what? One of them
can
might
when
not
they
have
group as
arrived.
5 in a roast pit, but not at any other stage of this game.
They weren't. I guess they didn't deliver them because they're still
On the Lincolns for AA.
I guess
there.
they sent the courier home in the middle of the fight or stopped at the shop. So never mind, they didn't have them that fight.
Okay.
All right, if they have them, they probably don't get that initiation. Well, now they do, Guts. But they're an Aegis and a cheese pourer.
They've missed this timing, so not. I don't really agree with the general sentiment that Vici Gaming will just straight up have the better late game with how much farm we see on these supports on the dire side. and just the playmaking potential of a Rubik in general, because all of these big, great late-game ultimates on the Radiant side can be stolen by Pai's Rubik, so I feel like it's going to come down much more to execution than one team just being stronger.
Secret are on the hunt through the Radiant Woods. Some good wards here. Gonna scout this smoke. Burning. Butterfly gold if he wants to buy it. Would be lacking the buyback then, I believe, is see Vici Gaming move up into the Dire jungle. They're deep behind enemy lines, and they may be able to find a pick. Burning would be able to buy back, but this will really slow down his item progression if they can get the jump. Shadowfiend jumps in, Pai up onto the high ground, and Burning probably the best here to dodge that. Just quickly doppelganger his way, starts chugging out the lances. There's the counter lance. A Wraith Skin Illusion with the Radiance, and now they're gonna go. They've made it out some of that counterplay, and they move forward. Ice, trying to get off the Doom. So far, the level death didn't manage to catch the Doom. We are in the middle of the fray, though, and he goes to work with the Requiem, forcing back Super. Will finish him off. Jumping deep towards the map, and now Burning. No! We have too strong. There's the curse, and then the counter curse the other direction. Lacuna is required here to finish the job, so they're gonna lose the leader. The Wyvern as well. They gotta get more out of this. It's only a Shadow Fiend down so far. Vici back on the hunt. They have a little mobility. And these Lincoln Spears and Lotus Orbs definitely making life more difficult. Pylai die now, tossing out the Zap, Burning, jumping in again. One more vacuum. Is there any follow-up to this? FY committing, he's got a lasso soon. Super jumping in, just pummels Pylai with auto takes. He stops before finishing him up. He will end up going down to the Shatter from Puppy. And now Fenrir keeping himself in fighting shape for now. Envy is out pretty far. The ultimate's online again though. Does he have the mana for it? Envy will go and will go down in the end. 1300. Took a lot. Meanwhile, FY chasing Misery also. Misery, now he wants to run.
Oh, he missed the Blink
ready.
Lasso.
Lasso's ready. Horses on cooldown. Blink also on cooldown. Blink is up. Misery will back off.
Close.
Sheesh. What a fight. Well, but they committed a Lina as well as a Wyvern buyback there.
Yeah. The
Pretty
buyback
heavy investment.
probably ends up being about equal, but what happens with Vici there is it's very much like it hurts the farm and item progression of a Lina and a Wyvern, but PL getting the last hit there on the Wraith King. It's basically like gold going from the supports over to the PL's hands because of those buybacks. Burning? He's fine. A little bit close.
Yeah, no eggs on Puppy this game.
And for Secret, very much the biggest problem there, just sticking around too long and over-committing, and that's where the buybacks will catch you out.
And we saw later on in the fights, if the PL isn't controlled, he gets scary. But Burning, he's not going to opt to complete the Butterfly. He decides he wants just more HP, more survivability as F-Line gets aggressive in the Dire jungle, blinks away from a back. Will retreat out. 49 minutes in, a very tense game number 2. A win here, Vici Gaming. Be a match point the rest of the series. A loss, we reset to a clean BO3.
Does not really feel like a 15k gold lead right now for Secret. Not with how Vici Gaming keep on holding their high ground. We've seen Secret go for that high ground siege like 5-6 times now this game, and every single time Vici Gaming they have to maybe chew through a buyback or two, but very much not only holding the high ground but finding key kills in return as well.
So again, B wants another solution here to the PL illusions. He's going to grab a Maelstrom Gods. Eventually into the Mjolnir, but still, you imagine this PL 6-slotted, and I don't know if any amount of lockdown will do it without the Darkseer's help.
And one of the limitations right now for Secret is they also don't have any MKB for the PL, so bringing him down when he's got Butterfly, Skadi is going to be very difficult for Wraith King and Shadow Fiend.
Seems like nobody's building towards it either.
And ideally it's going to be your Shadow Fiends next item, I guess, and possibly the Wraith Kings, although Abyssal Blade also very good against the mass BKBs on the side of Vici Gaming.
Alright. Question for you guys. FY now has 3,800 gold. What is the Batrider game? Or item here?
You dare Ag Scepter? It's pretty good. If you ever hit a 2-hero lasso, that's almost like the fight being won right there, but there's so much counterplay.
Big smoke, double smoke, FY. Look who gets the jump first. He fireflies, and it's Envy who jumps into the middle of the entire enemy team. Beautiful way to start. Then they catch on FY. They're gonna burst him down. The BKB was committed, but it's far too late. Envy quick on the draw, and now hunting for more. There's the Yules. Super sprinting towards safety. The Horde's seen the Wraith King around. Envy wants to go the other way. Stop pushing me the wrong direction. Woo! But meanwhile, Weehaw finds another kill. He brings down Fenrir on the Wyvern. So they grab 2. One of them, perhaps the most important team fight here for Vici Gods, has no buyback.
Yeah, defending your high ground without that Winter's Curse could prove difficult. Secret, no Aegis Cheese in hand, and they also do not know the buyback stats of these heroes, and that's just where they'll be very cautious about pushing high ground. Against the Batrider, the game drags on. You never want to push a high ground against a team with a Batrider if you don't know their buyback status, and that's just where Secret will kind of slowly chip and siege, kind of like poke around to see what's going to come their way, put Envy on the high ground, hitting the racks with a Lotus Orb, the Lincolns, and whoever's in the front lines has to have that fast Lincoln's Lotus Orb response should Vici Gaming initiate.
There's the 4-step forward, Highlight Eye with the initiation, but the back off from Burning, and now they're going to look to turn this Super One, some sweet sweet revenge, looks to burst out high, but currently he's protected by so much. He comes out for by surprise, the counter initiation for Misery, but there's the lasso, pulls Weeha in deep. Weeha, Butterfly was activated early, had the flutter going, but I think it's just worn out. Now FY getting choked down as Secret storm down mid. They only lose a Rubik, and they are looking for racks here, guys. Big objectives are what they want. BKB engages on Ice. Actually not all that durable. Hacking away at him, and it's enough. Puppy getting the last hit. Actually, the last hit going to the Wraith King, but more importantly, he's dead. Super next. That's a dieback now with the Doom. The Batrider also out of the picture. He died back as well. Alina unable to buy back, and this could even be the game.
Yeah, they're going to go for another lane of racks here. They just have to be wary of the Winter's Curse. Positioning is going to be key here for Team Secret as they push onto the high ground. You don't want any hero caught next to a Wraith King or a Shadow Fiend inside that curse, and
even if they all get wiped out here, they've got 4 buybacks, so Secret in a great position to take a second lane of racks, maybe even close out this game right now. Burning, going for a bit of chimp. He will now engage further with illusions. Weeha, dangerously low. The Ice Blast committed to try and kill them off.
And he's lingering mid. He's waiting for like a pickoff to come from a defender, and that may be Fenrir. He can kill him from full HP as well.
Burning does hold buyback. He's the one hero that's got it now. Manta available. Can try and go on Puppy, but with the Lincoln Sphere, the Lotus Orb, there's so many ways to turn around on him. And they're going to jump forward. Zoning him back as Envy re-engages. He's got the ultimate available to BKB as well. Secret don't want the second lane of racks, but it's taking them a long time to get it. Just the tower down, they're very cautious about it. The illusion stacking up Envy. Sticky should have the mana for the ult.
They spend a lot of time not attacking the base. Very much Envy trying to be cute in the mid lane, try and find a pick-off. Secret, the rest of the team not really able to fully commit in the top lane as well. Weeha was very low, to be fair to him, and as a result, Vici Gaming just lose the one lane of racks. I'm pretty sure they'll consider themselves lucky that it wasn't more.
Oh, they're going to find a big pick, potentially bottom lane. The 4-step used to break the Lincolns, and then out comes the lasso. Easy kill secured. Taking Misery off the map for 90 seconds, 80 seconds, but does have the buyback. So not nearly enough here by Vici, as they are now on a full lane of racks. With Secret, very importantly, guys, they've got all 3 tier 2s still standing at 54 minutes.
Oh yeah, Secret, to be real about this game, they're miles ahead. They're now looking at 4 core heroes, all approaching 20k plus net worth. And with Vici Gaming continuing to use and shoot through buybacks, we're not seeing item progression on heroes that need it. Heroes like Lina especially, the Doom as well. You'd like to see a Boots of Travel, a Refresher, an AC, whatever it may be in the late game, and these items just not available.
Fenrir's gonna swoop in, gets a little poke off on Pi. Now it's to back away, the Arctic Burn committed. They did force out the Darkseer buyback. And in doing so, they may have also just basically given Secret this Roshan. Let's see, do they want to continue to fight? They've got the ward up the hill. FY, lasso cooling down still for a couple seconds. He's gonna have it now. Entire team doesn't see him coming, but they most likely suspect it, judging by their positioning. They know the Bat's gonna be the first one in here. Puppy just hanging around, dealing with illusions. In goes FY, he doesn't get the lasso off right away. The Lincoln's is protecting Puppy, and now they're gonna be forced back. Super also trying to retreat out. Doom does go against him, but it's stolen now by Pilot. Now he's gonna look to chug Doom out the other way. Doom dead by his own sword. They still hold a lasso. They are gonna try to control the Shadow Fiend with BKB already committed. He can be focused down by Super. They will max the kill up the Shadow Fiend, but it comes at a bit of a cost, as now FY still not using the lasso. May die to neutrals, leaving the Centaurs let him dead. But Burning's healthy. And Burning may look to go back into the pit now. They committed an Ice Blast there. It is cooling down soon. Dire buybacks now, gods. The Ancient Apparition back in the fray.
Yep.
They've got the full complement of heroes with Doom down. They still have the Winter's Curse, though, and FY's gonna jump in. He doesn't get anything else. What a curse by Fenrir! Isn't enough? They'll bring down one. The Ice Blast is there. On to Super. It goes to Burning. Hacks away. And they may not be able to deal with him at this point. He's right. He does have the damage. Takes him down. Burning has a buyback if he wants to commit it. Does he want to risk it? Will he just be forced to sack this Aegis? You betcha, Birdie's coming back.
Radiant's
And it's all the way to bottom. It's okay.
And he won't be able to find kills off this. Very much just a kind of zoning buyback. Will keep Secret away from the Roshan pit. And it's, wow, they're going to buy back even more here. They really want to commit for this Roshan, knowing that Darkseer and Uppy on the AA have both died back. That's at most 3 Secret heroes who can come to this fight.
They're gonna get the Aegis and cheese here. It looks like pretty much uncontested.
Costs
But they're
them a
still
lot
tier
of money.
2s. Mid is getting pushed in. The tier 4s are taking heavy damage for this. And it's not even 100% guaranteed. Highline die. Will he go for a big play here? Doesn't actually vision the pit. Envy's gonna give it to him. And now they engage. The BKBs get popped. Up to the high ground. He scoots away. Just trying to hang on. This is giving them time to focus on Envy. But remember, he's got the ultimate. They've got to burn all his mana if they want to come up and burning. Oh, nice cold embrace. That'll keep him healthy. Still plenty of mana on Envy. He's gonna have the second life. He's stalling. Burning says screw it. I know I can't kill him now, but I can go for the Aegis. He gets the Aegis. High snags the cheese. He's gonna pay with his life for that though. For his insolence. And now, Ice. Jumping forward. Envy does have a buyback. He's caught out. This could be the turn for Vici. They're gonna brain down Envy as well. I believe was just scouted for a glimpse. He'll jump away. Tier 2 falls top. This is an opening. Vici now have an exposed lane of Rax gods. They could go for it, but Darkseer is coming in 4. Ancient Apparition at 12. This will not be easy. Both should they falter.
Yeah,
they
both
may just lose
buybacks
right
ready.
here.
Wraith King and Rubik ready to go. This is a full-on 5v5 engagement that Vici Gaming are heavily out-itemized in. These buybacks that they've been continuing to chew through really hurting their item progression.
Now Burning, it is still not an Aghanim's upgraded ultimate for the AA, so probably not enough to kill Burning, but it's gonna still do quite a bit of damage here. Slow down the push, the illusions stack up, but Secret, they're okay with losing this tower. It needs to be more damage for Vici if they want to call it a day and consider this fight a win. They search Weeha, threatening to jump forward. Burning though is healing up a bit, and he's able to stay in this fight. The sounds are being buried out. They know that this is their time to strike, and now they're gonna bulldoze FY, killing off the bat who has no buyback. He's dead for 80. The backpack on Ice has just the centaur stop, lets it go on Weeha. That's amazing. He can only need that at 3. Hero stunned by Super. Almost enough to finish off Weeha right there, but he scoots away towards the fountain. Can they finish the job? They ball back on Envy. They're really all in for this fight, and Burning too. Continuing to work on these heroes as they hunt his friend. Getting home barely. His Ice retreating out as well as Burning. They have lost 3. The Wyvern has buyback, the Bat does as well. The Lina, no buyback for 87 seconds.
I mean, again, Pi, stealing a Laguna Blade there and turning it around in Super's face, that was just some insane play. You gotta love, like, just the amazing shot calling coming out from Vici Gaming. To use those buybacks, to go for the Aegis, go for an incredibly risky but almost necessary play there to push the high ground. They were down by almost 30,000 net worth in total and trying to pull things back their way, but now they're going to have to look to hold and defend. 3 heroes down, one of them the longest respawn on Lina without buyback. Things get very difficult for them here.
There is a glyph. It looks like Bat should be able to save his buyback, which is finally available. FY didn't have it when that fight started, but just got the gold towards the end of the fight. However, Wyvern may not have that luxury, guys. The Secret march in. Top lane of Rex is exposed, but Burning starts to administer some punishment here to Weeha. Lotus Orb Blink is protective. There's the jump in from Pylai Die. He does have the stolen good. He's already committed to try and turn the fight. Burning unable to fight through this. He wants to hang on to that Aegis, but it won't be possible. He's gonna lose it as FY runs over and floats with Flame, trying to find the pick, and it will be Envy. They go for it. The mana, oh, it's not. It is barely there. Looks like he's coming back. Just had it in the end. Round 2 for him, but the whole team scrambling out of the base. They have yet to crank the Rex. They just can't seem to get the job done. Now Burning charging forward again. FY's on the move. Doesn't have a lasso. Even the Shadow Blade for a bit of extra mobility through these fights.
They're losing
the creeps are winning the game for Secret to the top lane. A barrage of auto attacks. This will be death by 1,000 cuts. If Vici can't find answer soon, the throne also exposed. The base is crumbling. Vici Gaming, they might be coming out in okay shape through the skirmishes, but their base is taking the punishment instead.
Yeah. Who would have thought a 60-minute illusion room could do so much? That was a Wraith King illusions pushing in the top lane with the creep wave, bringing them down. And suddenly Secret get a lane of Rax in just the most unexpected way.
All right, guys, you're the captain of Vici now. You've lost almost all your Rex here. Bottom lane's exposed. You know Secret's way up in terms of items. What do you do?
That's an understatement. The item.
you go all in. You do exactly what you did when you pushed in that top lane. I think that was some fantastic decision making from Vici Gaming, even though it didn't lead to them getting a Rax or anything. This is desperation time. You've got to just go all out and just try and find a way to break through. Burning, wait for his buyback, I would say, so he can at least TP back in and have a second life in that all-in fight. Save that last smoke for your PL buyback and just go all out. And you've just got to take a fight to Secret in like an unexpected way.
This could make things interesting.
Okay.
Bernie will get the DD rune now up to about 600 damage per auto tag, but Envy's the one who jumps in first. Ice as well, probably DKB going deep. Who's he gonna do? It's finally nice. Stop trying to steal my spells, man. Leave me alone. Now Super jumping as well. There's the stun. Looking for the range speed takedown, but he still deals with the FY. Gets up the lasso. On the Weehaw trying to control him. Then the curse. Fender again. Secret in a bit of trouble here. But the Ice wants to turn it. Burning, poking and prodding. Does he have the firepower? No. The PL's down. No buyback for a minute. This could be it. God's 3 dead. FY TP'ing out. No, it's canceled. I was again. And he's dead as well. 4 with dead with no buyback. And just like that, a best of 5 has become a best of 3.
I don't think there's ever been such a tense, close game with a 25k gold lead. Each of these fights so close, every single buyback mattering so much, and somehow Vici Gaming just being out taking it to Secret time and time again, despite the massive gold disadvantage.
Game 2 goes to Secret, guys. What was once a best of 5 is now 1-1, meaning we effectively will have